Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Talk here on Global Television. Well, we're taking a look at the major political stories, and of course, let's begin with the facts. In the Abuja politics, Wike, the FCT minister, is already threatening FCT Senator Kingibe against 2027 election. The Federal Capital Territory minister tackled the senator representing the territory earlier today against the support of the people in the next election. He was speaking at the flag of Almabushi bus terminal in Abuja. Wike said it was disheartening that instead of collaboration with the FCT administration, Kingibe was instead angry that residents are praising the President Bola Tinubu administration. In his word, I quote, "I overheard somebody on TV this morning. Unfortunately, I heard the person is a member of the National Assembly, and it is unfortunate I say so. With all due respect, what you don't know, you don't know. What you don't know, and the good thing for you is to tell people you don't know when you don't know." The Honorable Minister made this in office, as stated that he stayed in office for 11 months, and the person is already angry, and the fact that people are pressing him in office. This has also caused him to tackle the senator representing FCT here at the National Assembly. A lot of concern also to the fact that the INEC over last week held a meeting with some political representative of the parties under IPAB to look at the issues of FCT elections. All of this was also a concern that is also at the front burner of discussions that we'll be taking a look at it before we delve on to the state of the polity, where the recent rollout of the president, the funds allocated to governors in a bid to cushion the effect of the subsidy and the generality of the economy, has also been questionable by many Nigerians, as they are of course asking what happened to the previous allocation, what should now be the fate of this other allocation. All of these will top charts on a discussion of Big Talk as we go on a break right now, and once we return, I'll be speaking with my guests. Do stay with us. Many thanks, everyone, for you stay with us on Big Talk. Of course, my guest tonight on the program is FCT chairman of the African Action Congress, Agena Robert. Comrade, thanks for joining us on the program tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We'll be beginning for the fact that last week, INEC chairman called all of your members, the chairman of the political parties, to interfere in a bid to the resolving issues in the FCT election, as to the fact that many persons are already preparing towards the election. To you, is it that, it's forthcoming and INEC are also trying to drag FCT backward, or do we agree to what the statement he made, that is until 2026, that is when FCT will be having the next election?
Well, first of all, we'll not completely say we agree, but we still have to. The reasons because he quoted a law, and we are not within the jurisdiction to interpret the laws. It's the court that should interpret such laws. So we are still hoping that the courts will do the needful.
All right. So away from that, this face-off between Wike and a senator is representing you, is representing other people of the FCT. To you, do you feel that there's a missing of communication, a misline of communications between FCT and the minister, because they were to work for the common good of the Federal Capital Territory? Are you not worried? Because if there's a face of political like this, it also have a way of affecting development collaboration at the at the development of the Federal Capital Territory.
Of course, we should all understand that these guys are not there to represent the people. They are there to represent their selfish reasons, and that is why some of these things are coming. I don't think in a good political society there should be such rift between people. in popular scene. I differ with them, and I believe that they are not there to represent the FCT people, and that is why all of these are coming. Of course, you know, the APC and the PDP and the Labour, all of them are still the same set of people coming just to work on like trying to deceive the people of FCT to believe one or two reasons. But all of this is because they are just there for their own selfish interest.
Quoting the word of Wike, he said, I challenge the legislature, if you are very popular in 2027, come and run under Abuja. We will fail you. Do you think that will happen last time? Will happen again? It will happen again, luckily for him. This is someone who was in Rivers State. I can recall in the last election. He protected the vote of Rivers State. He protected the vote of the governor of Rivers State and all of those elections in Rivers State. But yeah, he is boasting of some support for FCT. Also to the fact that many persons are saying, Senator Richie, you happened by chance by the fact that it was Peter Obi's waves that brought her to power. To you, what is really different about the politics of FCT, so that Wike can also understand, in a bit to boast, there is also things to pay attention to.
Like I said before, it is not in anybody's capacity to determine who becomes who in FCT. The only people that are there that are supposed to determine who becomes their leader is the masses. It is not in anybody's particular capacity to determine leadership in FCT.
So the Senator Richie Emeja was by the masses?
Well, I wouldn't conclude because all of them are coming under the same fraudulent system. So I don't have to.
A bit to worry about. But let's move away from the issues of Abuja politics and get to look at President Bola Tinubu administration. We understand, since the removal of subsidy, there have been grants, several grants he has approved, some to state government to cushion the effect, some to poorest of the poor, some to families, and all of those. There are a lot of statistics regarding this. It's calling it a kind of an intervention fund. Some persons are being worried about the fact that, over times we've not seen the effect of some of these allocations. And several billions of recently, over 155 billion, have also been approved just to be on this process. To you, we are worried about these issues of, some persons are saying we are worried about palliative. But let's just talk about the issues of how far as those palliative, as those projects and intervention felt so far among the lives of the people.
I want to ask you a question. Have you felt any difference with all of these monies given to them? Have you, as a person, now felt any different? There are no difference. All of these monies were given to these guys to service their friendship. It is not for the masses. It is just to service their pockets and go in line with the leadership of the day. It is not for the masses. The palliative we are talking about, some of us only heard it. We didn't see it visibly coming. As in, we didn't see it being distributed anywhere. So we only heard it. We only heard that something like this is happening. In FCT here, for instance, I was only hearing that, some people, some certain huge amount of money was given to FCT.
Through who? Sometimes you ought to pass through the representative.
Good. Wherever it's passing through, like I said, it is just to service their pockets. It is not for the masses. We are the most closest people to the masses. We know what the people are going through. People are starving. People are hungry. People are going through hell. And for you to come up with a program and you just choose some certain sort of people to work this kind of programs, it means your intentions are not for the masses. Your intentions are not for the betterment of the people. So that is my take on that. I don't think
Do you feel we are missing it in the lines of distribution? Because some of these things are applaudable. Some of the interventions and the ideas behind these programs are laudable. But the issues has always been distribution. Are you bothered about, or that's your concern? Or generally, the distribution, the intervention ought not to be?
Just like I said, we've not seen it. So if there is any money given to anybody for palliatives, for interventions or whatever, we've not seen it. We've not seen it. And everybody is concerned about it. We've not seen it being distributed. We've not seen any form of distribution going on anywhere. So the people are still suffering. And that is the major concern.
Does it look like the president is far from the people? I mean, the man we have in Asoro.
Yes, of course. He is very far from the people. He's not down to the reality. Because if you want to, if you want to know if the people you are working for are really closer to you, you need to drop some of these guys that you put in front while doing some of the things. Because we see them as your comforters. We see them as people that just want to hang around you for their own selfish gains. There are people you could reach out to, and they will get straight to the real masses, to the real people. And the impact will be felt. So we still see them as people who are just there to glorify the presidency, sweet talk, and then gain certain achievements or privileges from him. That is what we feel, because the people are suffering. Nothing has changed since the inception of the current administration. Nothing has changed.
Does it look like he hired the wrong people to do the job? Because we have had a track record of people saying when he was in Lagos, he got the best hands, he did this, because we want to put behind every election's bans. I understand you as a member of the AAC, you may have your political differences about the person of Bola Tinubu. But on the spotlight of Nigeria's representation, he's a man who has a track record of some project development, like, for instance, the case study of Lagos. To you, do you think this time around he hired the wrong person to do the job? Because we have to do the job. We have to fix the country. He has acknowledged the fact that things aren't better, Buhari administration didn't do better, but we have to fix the job.
Well, I have to put it to you that Nigeria is not Lagos. Nigeria is way bigger than Lagos. And I don't think the same strategies he used in Lagos, like if there were any.
So it's outdated.
Probably yes. That is what it is.
Because all his appointments, some people are saying he's bringing back the Lagos boys to his government.
And that is why I said they are all friends of the same boat. They are not here for us. They are not here to represent Nigeria. I mean, check what is going on. Do you consider the plight of Nigerians? When you should know that people are hungry. You should know that Nigerians are going through a lot of things. People are looking for one square meal to eat, and you are busy distributing monies to your area boys. People are hungry, and you are busy buying cars for senators, exotic SUVs. Do you come? I saw a video of the presidential convoy the last time. How many vehicles? About 80-something vehicles. Do you take all these things? And then you got to think about their plight, discussing how to buy planes, new planes when people are hungry, discussing how to buy vehicles. Okay, you're not talking about only the National Assembly, the state legislatures, ministers, everybody, all of this. Calculate all of these monies put together. Is it not well enough to cater for Nigerians, fix our refineries, do a lot of things for Nigeria? So these guys are not just here to represent us. That is just it. They are here to just service their pockets and glorify their friends.
So now, when the two grasses are suffering, are fighting, they said, the grasses get to suffer. Because right now, it seems Nigerians, a normal Nigerian, a poor Nigerian is quite alone on this fight. There are a bit of probably some sense of government passion for the people. So sometimes the essence we have democracy, you understand, it's for the people. And then all of these also boils down to the fact that it seems right now we are in the situation of a time bomb where it's ready to explode. Are you bothered that if things aren't responsive right now, the president, if the government and those who were hired to do the job are not doing the job, it's better they would have probably, get to leave the job? Because even the president has said that those ministers who cannot perform, will be relieved of their responsibilities. But we are yet to see that confirmation even after 1 year administration, because the job must be done.
Exactly. Like I said before, the current administration is not really doing enough. Even if we must say something is on ground, because as in we cannot totally say nothing is on ground, but are they doing enough? Are they hitting the real stones? Are they hitting the real points? Are they doing the things that they are supposed to do? Come on, the first priority of look, governance is about protection of lives and properties. Now, are we secure? Are we secured in Nigeria?
The security is worse.
The security has worsened. People are starving. As in, we don't have any form of good leadership anywhere. And you say we are in a better situation? No way. And I want to tell you that people should stop pretending. Let's not always talk about patience, being patient. We'll continue being patient until we lose a lot, until they perfect their field leadership, before we come to realize that we are only wasting our time. I think Nigerians need to come up and speak against this thing.
Now, when you look at issue of cost of governance, which is also a problem. I mean, you highlighted some of those things earlier. The president said we should exercise patience, we should bear with the government, that a lot of things are on ground, they are working on the budget and all of those things to be able to respond to all of those things. But we are having high cost of governance, highest number of ministerial appointments by this government. We've also seen situations where all of these increases, for instance, the National Assembly budgeting and all of that,
exactly.
Misplace of priorities. To you, some person are saying, the president is not working alone to do this. We had legislators who we voted to represent federal constituencies and senatorial district at the National Assembly. They are the ones to speak for us. They are the ones who ought to draw the attention of government to things that are more pressing on Nigerians. Do you feel that at this point, the National Assembly are failing on their duty? Because, these are not political appointees. They're elected by the people who ought to protect the interests of the people. Are they also failing on their mandate as well?
I don't think there is any good recommendations I should give the National Assembly right now.
The 10th
National Assembly right now. Because they have failed in all categories. The only thing we heard from them was SUVs, buying SUVs, and then probably what again? Okay, reversing us to the old anthem or stuff like that. And then what else? As in, they have failed. And I don't think you should also question the fact that they are operating under the caprices of their relationships with the president. Because as in a National Assembly that is completely rubber-stamped and has nothing to do different from what the presidency wants, is not a National Assembly I should be clapping for.
But they are arguing that they need to work together with the president to achieve the result.
Exactly. But must he have to be with impunity? Working with the president working with the president aside and leaving the masses aside? Working with the president against the people? Is that what I should call the National Assembly?
So are they paying attention to things that are not really of priority to
misplaced priorities? The only things we get from the 10th Assembly is money, SUVs, like I said, buying of cars, allocating huge sums of money to their pockets and all. That is just what they have.
If that is happening, what happens to the minority representative? For instance, if we said, okay, the Senate president is of the same party with the president, the Speaker of the House is of the same party with the president, what happened to other representatives from NMP, Labour Party, PDP, and all of that? Do you feel that also the voices of the oppositions who are meant to even speak are also silenced? Or is there any brown envelope that have also been enticed with from your own analysis? Because it ought to be the fact that if the ruling party are not getting it right, the opposition party had to do their job, draw the attention of other members of the Senate or the House of Reps, as the case may be, to the attention of what is quite pressing to the life of Nigerians.
Well, like I said before, that is why I'm here. And in our party, for instance, I think that question is directly touching my own side of the.
So you have a representative at the House?
No, we don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are doing our best to bring some of these issues up for Nigerians to really understand that, look, governance is not just about self-interest, personal selfish gains. You understand? We are bringing some of these issues by pushing forth struggles that will bring about change in governance. You understand? That will bring about a lot of revolutionary changes in the system as well. And that is why we are here. And that is why most of us are not scared of talking. We are still speaking anytime, any day. We are speaking both on the street, we are speaking both on the media, and we are ready to do. So the failure, if you are talking about the failure, I don't know what you mean by opposition. Opposition is in a lot of size types. Our own kind of opposition is not failing. But the other side of opposition that you may like to refer to may probably be failing. But our own...
Okay, your party is still speaking.
Our own party is speaking. Our own party is trying to put these issues ahead, put them in front of them, tell them the truth, and then tell them to change and work for the people of Nigeria.
All right. We'll go on a quick break. After once we return, we'll be furthering the conversations to look at what is the way forward for this situation. Because, as I said, the issues are quite enormous, and we must find a way to see how we can address them. And expectations are also on those who are not speaking and all those who are the press singers within the government covers to also understand that life of Nigerians is at stake, and the essence why they were voted into office was to represent the interests of every Nigerian. Right. We'll focus on that once we return from this break. Do stay with us.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
With every government and introduction of new policies, businesses of all kinds and sizes seize the opportunity to evolve and redefine themselves. Business Point on Global Television is where we follow the money and put the facts and figures right in front of you. Watch Business Point every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. as Kikelamo Okeri tracks all the latest developments across critical sectors. Business Point, this is business.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more. All on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet events to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chong Annabelle Joseph on Global Television.
And thanks everyone, thanks for staying with us on Big Talk. I'm still having the Honorable Chairman of FCT of our AAC party live here on the program to still shed light on the Tinubu's household support program. For over some months now, we've still been seeing how we can track the impact of this intervention, as to the fact that away from that, what are the issues and areas the president's interventions has also been impactful to Nigerians? Because at the end of the day, we're looking at measuring the impact of an administration, not just by what we hear from the news, but also by the lives, and the impact that has also been touched for some of these projects. A lot of fantastic programs and projects by government. But what are the returns? What messages, what feedback are we really getting from the people? Some persons are saying that the governors are not the right persons to handle some of these processes, issues of distribution. Do we also rely on the members we voted in to represent us at the National Assembly so as to be able to mediate between the federal and down to the state? Or do we see how we can be able to partner with the 734 local government to be able to get things done? All of these are also issues of concern. And Honorable, let me get your take on the issues of state government, because most oftentimes we happen to put a lot of pressure, to focus more on the federal government. We leave the state for embezzlement. We've heard money laundering cases from state governments. You are aware of many cases of that nature. Some of these things are the fact that the federal government will argue that every month, through FAC, they have an allocation to the states, where they are meant to use some of these allocations from the federal government of some of these intervention grants and all of that to, carry out projects or interventions or programs just to also touch the lives of the people and their respective state. Because everybody has a state, aside federal capital territory. Do you feel that the governors are missing also in their role and thereby putting a lot of pressure at the center? Because if the center can no longer hold, it's a problem.
Yes. I've always said this. The issues with Nigeria is not just at the federal. It's not just at the presidency. The state governors are part of the problems of this country. And I can tell you that the failure with Nigeria is basically leadership failure. Leadership in general terms is not only at the federal level or state level, it's also at the local government levels, in all aspects of lives. You understand? Now, the state governors, some of them have great incomes at the state level. Some of them have great incomes at the local government levels. Coming down to working, you see nothing happening in line with this. Like, for instance, I don't want to mention names, but there are some states that if you go right now, people are celebrating salary payment.
Which ought to be, they're right.
They're right. People are celebrating because they receive 1 month, 2 month salaries. You understand? So I also blame all of these things on the people too, because if you ridicule yourself down to the level of even celebrating what is supposed to be your right, it's questionable. You understand? So, but all of this, if you ask me, I will tell you that it's because Nigerians are not ready. Nigerians are not ready. The truth is, most states have a good amount of monies to take care of the people within their states. And all the social, political, whatever, they have great monies to settle everything within their states. But they still go back to the federal government to have more. And in the end, the results will not be there. Some states, as we speak, they cannot provide details of the analysis of their expenditures up to now. So how do you call that? You are not accountable to the people. You're collecting their money, taxpayers' money. You are eating it with your people. And then you have, so basically, what Nigeria is just full of misery. It is just so annoying.
So how do we begin to get it right? Concerned about
we'll begin to get it right the day we start looking at the right candidates, the right people to be in leadership.
So do you feel that 2023 that Nigerians did not identify who they wanted?
No, I still blame it on the masses. Somebody that have not.
Or hunger was also contributive to that outcome.
No, it mustn't be hunger necessarily, but although these are also yardsticks that the oppressors,
that's accumulated.
Yes, the oppressors use against the people. But what I'm saying is, as in, the people are not ready, because you have somebody that that have looted, that that is not having a clean record, that that is always compromising, that that is always dubious, coming to contest, and that is your right choice of candidate, and you go vote him freely. So what what result will you be looking at after the election? You still want him to come and continue his normal activities, looting and criminality. That is what is going on. Nigerians have to wake up and choose the right candidates that will fix the system.
I mean, away from the fact that we also have 2027 waiting for us to be able to get that done. There's also argument the fact that the president promised Nigerians that there will be CNG buses to cushion the transportation pressure and all of that. We have not seen this. I don't know, probably in your region of FCT, you've been able to identify one. All of these things are also concerned. Are you brought up the fact that some of these policies, quite very fantastic, that the removal of subsidy, which was a good initiative and appreciated by many, but the follow-up to that program, has left where we are today. The lives of Nigerians have reduced from that it was, earlier last year, or the government of Buhari, worse than, under 1 year of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To you, is it not a issue of fail plan, issue of not having the right strategy in place before bringing out its strategy? Because we haven't seen the follow-up to that program to sustain the negative effect this has created over time.
My brother, I don't think anybody that is celebrating subsidy removal means well for Nigeria. Subsidy is supposed to be a right. You're supposed to subsidize up to food level, as in the one you eat. If people are supposed to pay for 500 for a plate of food, the government is supposed to pay a token out of that 500, so that the people will have a lesser amount to pay for the consumption of the food. Subsidy is supposed to be at all levels of life, including education, including health, so removing subsidy first is their number one failure. That's the first failure of this administration. Because this has been one of the things that has changed the entire economy. The introduction of IMF policy, operating Nigeria like a company, operating a whole country like a business venture, like a profit-making organization, putting taxes on virtually all the citizens, impoverishing them and all. And you think anything meaningful is going to come out of this? So anybody that will support subsidy removal does not mean well for Nigeria. In the US, where we are copying our democracy from, what happens there? Is this how they operate? Why are we always copying the wrong things when we are supposed to be copying the right things? So these are some of the issues that I will be bold enough to tell you that is making the government to fail and fail. Subsidy removal was not an option.
If those things were identified, and the government also seem not to reverse back, because they're also again the fact that it has come to stay, fine. There were things they promised Nigerians in a bid to cushion the effect of all of this, which is also the fact that some of these interventions has not been felt. And even if we do, with the way other previous intervention funds have been going, just as even the recent 155 billion allocated for this program, it also fact that it might not still answer a lot of questions. So to you, is it a call for the CBN and all those economic teams to see what they can do to be able to jig economy? Or to you, going back to subsidy should be the way forward? Two things your idea.
Like I said before, Nigeria is a country. Nigeria is not a business organization. Nigeria is not a business venture. It's not a profit-making organization. This is a country. Rule or lead them like you are leading a nation. Don't lead them like you are leading a private business organization. What it takes to make Nigeria work, bring it to light, bring it to practicality. Let Nigerians know that this is their hope, this is what they want, this is what they are looking for.
So there's no integration between what government are doing and what the people want?
There is no single integration, because their policies are completely off. The policies are rather rude, draconian. So they have to bring back the working policies for the people. I mean, this is a democracy. If you are calling Nigeria a democratically functioning nation, we should do our things in accordance to the democracy that we are preaching. You don't bring one. I don't want to sound rude.
Yes, because you are speaking with the media.
Yeah. So you don't work in a nation that is progressing like that. That is why the whole economy is crumbled. People are looking for what to eat. Imagine going to imposing a lot of taxes on somebody who is looking for barely one meal to feed in a day. And this particular person is seeing you driving in exotic cars, SUVs, collecting monies in millions. Okay, check out the salary or the total amount of money a senator receives in a day. As in, by what we saw.
They said it's to help them carry out their jobs.
And we're not seeing the jobs. What does wardrobe allowance has to do with job? I mean, these are things we should be questioning. These are things we should not allow in this country. But a senator is gladly enjoying these things. And our own is just to clap hands for them. It doesn't work that way in any progressive nation. So until we get to start questioning these things and start compelling them to do the right things, we are going nowhere.
A lot of work to be done.
Yes.
And we hope that we'll get to the point where we'll not just get to react and start questioning. Government themselves will acknowledge the fact that lives of Nigerians is actually the worst condition right now, because I can understand the statistics of Nigerians that have been drawn from, they were just a middle Nigerians who have also been dragged back to, the very poorest of the poor, because some Nigerians are poorer than what we were 4 years ago.
Exactly.
And this is also because of some of these policies, and we do hope that the president will have a way of tackling them and resolving for the better of the country. Let me just, in a bit to round up, is your political party now stable? Because there were contradictions as last year or thereabout, issues of was the chairmanship or who is right in the leadership of the party. After Action Congress, the African Action Congress, right?
Yes, yeah.
Has you gotten stability in that regard?
We have no problems in our party.
It's not like Labour Party. We have
no
right
problems
now.
in our party. We have just a chairman in person of Moyele Sowore, my principal, and we have no issues.
So, those persons that were distracting the party, was it?
They were sponsored agents.
They were not members of your party?
They were sponsored agents.
So Sowore is now in full control of your party?
Exactly.
And you are hopeful for 2027?
Oh, we're always hopeful. We're always hopeful. And we are calling on Nigerians to support African Action Congress, to join the party, the only revolutionary party that...
We've not started campaign, and we do hope that Nigerians will know the best to go when the time right. Thanks so much for having time to join us on the program. And of course, we do hope that some of these issues we owe government, to engage them, to let them know the things that works, that things they must do. And of course, also Nigerians will also begin to ask questions, because when you look at information, some Nigerians don't even know their budget. They don't even know, what ministry, has, responsibility of discharging what duty the other.
Exactly.
So issue of also awareness must also be created, because we're having some of the citizens, showing a lot of lackadaisical, approach to understanding some national issues. But, we are in the Gen Z's world where we're having them, give more attention to what is trending on social media and all of that. So we have a long way to go for them to engage government. They engage their senator, to engage a member of the House of Reps, to engage their State House of Assembly member. This must start from the grassroots.
Just like the AAC do.
Okay.
Always.
As we hope it's not to move from AAC business to many Nigerian
business.
Thanks so much, the FCC chairman of the African Action Congress, for your time on the program tonight on Big Talk. And that's when we wrap it up here on the program. Looking forward to tomorrow, where we'll be bringing other issues emerging politically in Nigeria, and also have a bit of some developments to nation building. Because at the end of the politics, if lives of people and the lives of the subject are not transformed, better, then we do not have good politics. So the politics must be played for the better and development of this country. My name is Adika Michael, and your host, and of course, that's where we close the curtain today. Looking forward to having you join us again tomorrow, sometime on the station. Good night.